So having led then for over 45 minutes in that game, how does it feel to come away with just a point?
It's really disappointing. Of course, our objective was to build on the last win against Bournemouth and to get the points because we needed. So we were leading 1-0. We lost a bit of control of the game and we got punished.
How did you lose that control of the game, and why was there such a drop-off in the second half from your performance?
Well, I think in the first half we controlled quite well the game, but we didn't have, I think, enough chances to be dangerous, and they create few transitions where they could create us problems in the second half. It's normal, they are at home, they could press and they could put ourselves a bit more under pressure, and we were not able to escape that pressure and to find solutions. And in a corner like this is really disappointing to lose 2 points.
They had a few chances, didn't they, where they got in behind the Chelsea defence?
Yeah, we knew that they are a team that they tried to attack the line and put the ball in behind. So it was up to us to solve it and to control the game with the ball as well, attacking well and in good defending position. You've
been a Chelsea player a long time, Aspi. You know better than anyone that 1 win in 7 in the Premier League is not the form that Chelsea are used to.
No, it's not. Of course. The demand in Chelsea is really high every game. We know that that requires a lot of concentration, a lot of focus, a lot of energy, and we have to stick together. It's true that it's not the most pleasant time, but we have to stick together to go through these difficult moments. Sometimes in football, there are up and downs.
Yes, Chelsea are 7 points off Manchester United in fourth currently. We'll come to that in a moment. Incidentally, 12 months ago, they were 2 points off the top. So it's a very different picture for Chelsea at the moment. They drew 1-1. They had one opportunity in the second half. Aubameyang has gone 9 games now without a goal. Should he have ended that record?
Yeah, I mean, that's why Chelsea signed him, because he gets himself into positions like this and he usually finishes them off. On this occasion here, I mean, he gets in between the two, the full-back and the centre half. He's got to hit the target from there. Someone of his quality who scored goals at the highest level. I mean, the ball from Ziyech is perfect. It's right there, and you can see it there. It's right on the end of his head, but he just mistimes it. Like, he's there. It's not too far from him. Get a clean contact from that range, you score. Just goes past his forehand. For someone of that quality, it's a poor miss.
He's done everything right apart from getting the header in. I think it's one of those, he looked a bit hesitant. He's had a fracture in his cheekbone, isn't he? He's only just playing now without a mask. It looked like there was a hesitation there, as if he's the keeper coming, instead of thinking of just seeing the ball. The ball was sensational from Ziyech. The sort of type of ball he's been playing in the World Cup for Morocco. Beautifully flighted, good movement off the back of the centre-back. Look, he's lost him. And just put it in the back of the net. I just think there's that hesitation there. Am I going to get hit? If that's a scenario where your life depended on it, he scores. I just saw that hesitation there because he did everything right. Yeah. And that was the only one chance they had in the second half.
And equally, if he scored 3 and 3, does that make a difference compared to 9 without a goal?
That's what I was going to say. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but he hasn't played much football. He hasn't been scoring goals, so maybe his time is a little bit off. You still expect him to score, but when you're a little bit rusty in them positions, he maybe is too eager to get there as well, because he's thinking, if I score this, I'll stay in the team. So all these things are going through his head. Rather than focusing on the ball when he's putting it in the net, he's thinking about all these other scenarios. And as Glenn said there, for someone of that quality, with the cross that comes in, he has to score.
OK, we'll get back to where Chelsea are, particularly in this season, in a moment. But let's hear from the man who put a plan together to come back at half-time into that second half, the Nottingham Forest manager, Steve Cooper.
Steve, pleased to come back from a goal down, or coming away thinking we could have had all 3 points there?
Bit of both, because you're playing Chelsea, you have to accept that. I thought tactically we were really good in the game, first and second half. Just first half we weren't aggressive enough with our press. We waited a little bit too long before we went after the ball. You can't just go after the ball against Chelsea, because you'll get played through too much and the game will become too open and it'll be a dangerous game. But at the same time, you still got to go after the ball at the right time. And in saying that, I think we're unlucky with the goal. It hits the bar and could go anywhere, and drops onto Raheem's right foot. But second half, we were just much more aggressive with our press, much more aggressive with our duels, and at least we were the better team for me in over the course of the game. You look at the amount of real chances in the game, even first half where I thought we were a bit too passive. We still created the chances of the half, and Yeah, and on the basis of that, a point is the least we deserve. But we should take a bit of spirit from the performance. We should take a bit of, I think, internal credit for the work that we're doing, or the players are doing, and we move on now.
Perhaps is that a measure of progress you're making, that you're a little bit disappointed with just a point? Well,
you want to go into to try and win every game, especially here, and you have to respect the opponent. Like I said, it's Chelsea, and world class players all over the pitch. So you do have to have some sort of plan to get a good impact in the game, and I thought we did. If somebody said we were going to create that many chances against them, and good chances, Morgan nearly scores as well, isn't he, from excuse me, the edge of the box, then you would take that. And like I said, the real saves in the game was in the Chelsea goal, not in ours. And the goal that they did score, I think, we're slightly unfortunate. There's always things you can do better, and I will always look at that. But the goal was never coming. I know they had the territory. The change was just being a bit more aggressive and really, believing in the press, believing in the combat, and we showed a bit more quality actually on the turnovers and sustainability up the pitch. And we should be pleased we were the better team. We should be pleased that, like you said, that we should have won, but we didn't. But we will accept the point, and we will take the good and the learning from it and move on now to Southampton.
That performance as well, how much will that help you going into the next 4 games? Teams all around about you, straight up Southampton, who are below you.
Well, it's step by step, Jeff. We will never look too far ahead, and not even past the next game. So, and we didn't even think about Southampton before today. So, all focus now is on recovery. Southampton have got an extra day than us. We've got to travel there, but then things won't bother us. You could see there was 1 or 2 other things against us today as well, which seems to be a bit of the norm. But that got the atmosphere going in even more in the stadium as well. We will recover. We will look at the game back and go to Southampton now, starting from scratch with hopefully a good plan to go to work.
And remain active in the January sale?
Yeah, I think so. Hope so. I'll work day by day with the players that are coming through the training ground, but trusting the club to get to work. And if there's some things we think can help the team and the squad and what we need, then we will do that. You say it a little bit through gritted teeth because of what went on in the summer, and there's that sense of Forest signing players again, but the summer was the summer. You have to just look at where we're at now. We've picked up some injuries, some long-term injuries as well since the summer to key players. And I said to you before, Jesse's out for a month now. So, if we can add the right players in the right positions, then we'll need to do that, and we'll want to do it as well.
Thanks, Steve.
You too. Thanks.
Glenn, you've been there as a young coach in the top flight for the first time. When you're up against established world-class players, like he says, and you've had the first half that we described at half-time, and you then see the benefits of whatever you've done at half-time. How does that feel as a young coach, the satisfaction levels that Steve Cooper will have there?
Well, it feels good because the players have responded to you. They set out to play that way. We said at the beginning of the game, for 90 minutes to press them high is going to be difficult against it. They're going to have to do that against Arsenal when they go there, Man City, all them teams that they know they're not going to be able to press for 90 minutes. So they pulled back. Where Steve was saying there that he was disappointed is they forgot to press. I remember saying as a manager, sometimes when you go to a halfway press, you get bodies behind the ball. Players think you've done enough. No, you're only coming to a certain position in the pitch to then go and press and hunt the ball together. Everyone thinks pressing is up the top end of the pitch on the edge of the box. Well, you make sure you press, but with bodies behind, and that's what they did first half. And I think that came off to a certain degree. They were still in the game at 1-0, and I think that's what him and his staff would have been saying. If we're still in the game, then at half time we go out and we go the opposite way. We put the ball in their half, we press them high, get this crowd going. So in a way, it was an ideal scenario. He'll feel good about the way they've played second half, but they could have done better in the first half. But he'll be delighted with the way the intelligence of his team. This is what I wanted you to do. We were that far from actually winning the game. We had better chances in the second half. And, I think that shows that they're listening, they're taking everything, the clarity, they're taking it all on board, and they're going out and implementing it.
And that's interesting. And from a player's point of view, when you go home tonight and you've got your young managers saying those things, you think, well, we've beaten Liverpool at home, we've almost beaten Chelsea at home as well. Doing that, does that just add to the belief within that collective spirit?
Yeah, it will, because it was almost night and day, the first half and the second half. So when a manager's coming at half time and he said that, listen, it's only 1-0, we're still in with the game, and then you go and implement what he wanted you to do at half time, and then you look at the impact that it had, the chances that you create, you get yourselves back into it. You maybe should have gone on and won the game. As a player, you're thinking, well, surely the instructions, he's clearly what he's seen on the pitch is working. You have to try and buy into him. But a lot of them players would have anyway, from the summer and what he did last season, that run that he had, certainly when he got the job in the Championship to when they got promoted, they'll understand what he's doing. But he is a young coach. He's a very, very good coach. But I think, as Glenn said there, once you've got a manager that's gave you instructions what to do at half time, you've gone out and done it, and you get the rewards from it, just helps you even more.
Let's not forget, 16 months ago when he walked through the door, they were bottom of the Championship. We're now talking about should they have deserved to beat Chelsea.
Very good point. Very good point. You know, and that's the job that he's done already. But it's every game in this league is going to be tough on them, and they're going to be judged when they get beat 4, which they have done. People are questioning Mark, but you see a performance like that, you can't question that they've got every chance. I mean, we've both put them in at the start of the day in the bottom 3. We've been asked to give our predictions. We've both said we think they'll go down, but out of the I think they've got a chance. Keep playing like that at home against, top players, a top team, not functioning at their very best, but they were terrific. They've learned a lot from that, and I think that what they've learned is the first half performance. That actually getting behind the ball is not enough. We get behind the ball for a reason, make ourselves compact, but we go and press from those positions. It's no different. It's just a different area of the pitch where you go and press together, hunt the ball, put them under pressure, and then you go and counter on them. So they've got another section of play to get under their belt to make them even a better team.
Let's have a look at those couple of chances that Steve Cooper felt might have won in the game. Morgan Gibbs-White was really unfortunate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a chance, because it's just a great bit of technique. I mean, they work it really well down the right-hand side. But as it drops to him there, he's probably just thinking, right, get a good contact on it, good technique, try and hit the target. But he catches it so sweetly as well. I mean, good pullback from Yates as well. But he just hit the target, and he does that. He does everything right, but unfortunately, it hits the bar. But, I mean, calling that a chance, an opportunity missed, I mean, that's a little bit harsh. But really good technique. It's really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate.
It's a great bit of technique. It really is. Yeah, the ball's flying up at him. Again, you look at his left shoulders dropping down to stay above it, and the volley's smashing. And look, he's so unlucky. Really, it's fractions, and fractions. That is.
And this is the one we asked Brennan Johnson himself about.
Well, I think he gets in there. Did he have a glance and have a look? There was a moment where he could have squared it, but I'm not sure he had a look. But for me, Silva's defending was brilliant here. He's getting clearer. Does he have a little look? He had a little glance there. But this is where Silva's experience. He doesn't come across to him until it's touched out of his feet. When Johnson just takes a touch, it's only then, if he goes too early, Silva, I think he makes the mind up of Brendan Johnson to square it. But he goes across and puts him under pressure. And the technique for Darren, we were speaking, you'd have blasted that one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, by the time he gets to the end point where maybe that option's gone to pass it, he goes for kind of a side foot whip, like good height for the goalkeeper. I think if you get to that area there, you've got to just smash it. I think you can't be precise from that angle and that range. You can't be too precise. You just got to put your laces for it, low and hard, and maybe if the keeper gets down and then parries it, then the one you taps it in, but wrong choice of finish for me. I mean, the whole thing was a wrong option, but certainly the end point was the wrong option on goal.
But a yes or no answer, would you have passed?
100%. No.
Thank you. Right, here is the Chelsea manager, Graham Potter.
Graham, what's your take on that?
Well, in the end, it's a hard-earned point against a team that's set up well. I think credit to them. They used the atmosphere, and certainly second half put us under a lot of pressure. The first part of the second half, our performance level wasn't good enough, I don't think, to take the 3 points. When we had control of the game, we didn't move the ball fast enough. There wasn't enough movement for us. And then when we lost control of the game, we suffered a bit. So we rallied a little bit second half in the second part of the second half, and Pierre has a good chance at the end. But I think that would have been unfair to take the 3 points.
What was missing for you, think, today?
Well, like I said, I thought when we had control of the game, we didn't do enough with that. We didn't move the ball fast enough and have enough movement. And then when the game became a bit more uncontrolled, we suffered with the duels and struggled to deal with that aspect of the game. So in the end, it's a tough game. As much as we can be critical of ourselves, I have to say that Nottingham Forest played a good game as well. But we're disappointed with our performance level, I think, over the course of the 90 minutes, and can say that we didn't deserve to win the game with that.
Were you just not strong enough in some parts of the field, not aggressive enough?
Well, like I said, when it became uncontrolled, they did well. I think it probably suited them better than us, and that's something that we have to deal with and we have to improve. I think they attack the big spaces so well. You can end up close to their goal, and then all of a sudden a mistake or a missed pass, and then they've got some real pace and with a false nine dropping in there, linking up, it can cause you a problem. So you never feel comfortable. But still, we can do better.
Just 2 shots on target today. Is that a concern?
Yeah, always. But again, like I said, a combination of our performance level and the opponent.
Now, as we understand it, plenty of business being done elsewhere today. Obviously, you're taking the team today. So can you enlighten us in any way whatsoever with regard to new signings? We're told in particular Benoit Baliachil has a medical due tomorrow. Can you help us at all?
No, until somebody's told me that anybody's been signed, it'd be unfair of me to comment. I've been focused on the team. I have no updates. Sorry.
Going back to right now, how much of a scrap have you got on your hands for a Champions League place?
Well, I think for us it's about the next game and trying to improve. We've got a long way to go in terms of how we want the team to look and the performance level. So for us, I think it'd be a mistake for us to worry about what can happen in 5 months' time. We need to focus on the next match and get our performance level better and more consistent. And that's the process. That's what we have to do.
How quickly can you do that and get what you want?
Well, it's how long's a piece of string. It's the beauty of football. We have to, of course, it would help if we get our players back in terms of the key ones, and then you can start to build some consistency in terms of selections. But we took a step forward against Bournemouth. Today was a little bit of a backwards one, but again, not an easy place to come, and the opponent played a good game, I think.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you.